Okay, I'm going to be replacing the manual timer in this Intermatic pool box. Right here, this thing, you know, they just don't work very well. If you lose power, they get stuck. If these things come loose, they stop working. Mine is broken, so rather than replace it with the same thing, I'm going to replace it with this smart Wi-Fi switch that can be used for 120 volt or up to 250 volt. My equipment, and this is specifically going to be used for my salt cell, is running 240 volts, and I've checked that with my voltage meter. I've set it to the 750 on the oscillating current side, which is AC, and I double checked it by touching these. You can see here we're at 246 volts. So, and I've determined that these are the hot sides, because if I turn this off, touch these, nothing there. So this is what feeds my equipment. Hot side feeds my equipment through the timer. So I know that these are the ones that I'm going to feed into the input on my Wi-Fi switch. Obviously, before you do anything, you need to turn off the main power. I just wanted to double check this. So this is also another great tool. This is a Klein tool you can use to just test to see if something's hot. Okay, I've turned off the main power. Now I'm going to double check. I can see now that this is all, nothing here. It's ready to go. I can start taking it apart. Just to be double sure, I am going to check it again with this. Boom, boom. Showing 0, so we're good to go. This cover was here. I did remove it with the power off, just so you know. And this is an Intermatic panel T3004R. It's that easy to get this thing out. There's the little clip holding it in. Okay, got these loose, and the hot side is also feeding one of my relays for some other pool equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually wire net these together, and I went and bought 12 gauge electrical wire from Home Depot. I'm going to use that to make a connection to my switch. That way I don't have to get all of these wires into here to continue this connection. So again, 12 gauge wire, because we're using a 20 amp breaker, so that requires 12 gauge wire. At least that's the code. 15 amp, you can use 14 gauge, but 20 amp is 12 gauge. So bought this from Home Depot. I'm going to strip it and wire nut these together, same with the red side, and then connect them to my switch. So I'll show that here in a minute when it's done. Okay, so I've connected the black hot side, now creating the pigtail on the red hot side, which I believe each leg is 120, which together makes the 240 that you need for this equipment. So I'm getting that together. Okay. All right. So that's together now. these are going to go to the input side of my, my Wi-Fi switch. So I'm going to go ahead and put the connectors on this, get that connected, and then I'll be back to show you what that looks like. Okay, I've got my inputs hooked up to the smart switch. These are the wires that are going to go to the output. I'm about ready to turn the power back on. I am going to turn off the breaker this is connected to, because I want to turn the power on, and then I want to turn this on while I'm here, just in case I did something wrong. I got everything hooked up here. Then I'm gonna connect this to the app and test it before I hook up my expensive pool equipment to it, just to make sure that the output is reading what I think it should, which should be about 240. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've turned the power back on to this panel. The wires in here are now live, so I need to be very careful. I am gonna test this. Okay, that's right, that's still off. If I come over here, we got live wires. These are going to my equipment. They are dead, so here we go. Okay, these are now live. Live, that's going. I am going to now get the Smart Life app up and see if we can get this device connected. Okay, it took about 3 tries to get the Wi-Fi to connect. Not crazy about that, but again, this was one of the only options I had for a 240 volt inline switch. But you can see here, it just clicked on. It's now red. Click it off. It's off. So let me get my voltage meter, and I'm gonna check the outputs here. Make sure it's 240 volts before I connect my pool equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. And I need to be extremely careful doing this because everything below me is live. And yep, reading 247 volts. That is good. Yep, we're looking good. I'm gonna go turn the main power off again and get my equipment hooked up. I'll be back. Okay, I have turned the power back on, put everything back together, have my input hooked up to the 20 amp circuit breaker. My output is hooked up to my salt cell. Turning this back on, so that is on, and I can see here that my salt cell has turned on. I'm going to be setting this up with the exact same timer schedule as my filter pump, because the flow switch has gone bad a couple times, and with the timer not working properly, it causes the salt cell to heat up, which is not good for the longevity of that salt cell. And that was the whole idea behind switching out this timer for something that is internet connected and controllable with an app, and more importantly, gets its time from the internet so it can stay synced up with the filter pump controller, so that they should both turn on and turn off at the exact same time every day. So now I just have to go into the smart app and set up the schedule. I can see here that it is connected. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and there it goes. It's holding a little bit of energy, but yeah, that's that. We have now successfully replaced this mechanical timer with a Wi-Fi connected timer. I'll have links to the timer and any of the other tools that I used in case anybody's interested. This is something that I wanted to do for a long time, and I couldn't really find any way to smart connect this until you know, I just started doing my own research, so that's why I figured I'd make this video to maybe help out anybody else that wants to get rid of this this mechanical timer. All right, thanks a lot, guys. See ya.